In this video, we'll discuss three critical aspects of functions: parameter, return, and scope. Starting off with parameters, parameters, also known as arguments, are values that pass to a function when it is called. A parameter is a variable that a function requires as input. A function can have multiple parameters, and each parameter is separated by a comma. We define a parameter inside parentheses after the function's name. These values are used by the function to perform its operation. As on screen, to make a function, you first type out function, then the name of the function. After that, have parentheses and then your parameters inside of it. In this case, it is number 1 and number 2, having a comma separating the two of them. After that, you have an end to close out the function. If you ever wish to call your function, you just type out the name of your functions down below, as well as filling in the argument with desired value. In this case, it is a number, so we put number 1 and number 2 with a comma separating the two. Now if we go back inside the function, you notice it adds number 1 and 2. Now, continuing on, return is inside the function. Now, what is a return? The return statement is used to return a value of a function. We use a return keyword to return a value from the function of number 1 and number 2 being added. As you can see in the output, number 1 plus number 2 equals 3. Since that is the argument we put inside the function we called it upon down below in the code. Scope. A scope is the area where a variable is accessible. We have two different types of scope: local and global. A local scope is accessible in a function where it's defined. In this example, is defined inside add number function, which is local sum2. That is our local scope. It can only be accessed inside the function. Unlike the global scope above it, sum1, that scope is global. That is because sum1 can be accessed anywhere throughout the script. Just like variables, functions can be local or global. In this case, we have a global function that is called add number, and we have a local function called sub number. They also fall in the category of scopes, as add number function is a global scope and can be accessed anywhere throughout the code, but local function sub number is a local scope that can be accessed only in that area of code. In conclusion, understanding parameters, return, and scopes is essential to creating an effective function. With this knowledge, you can create complex dynamic games with your code.